Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked I be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple. Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me. K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen,
Yeah.
all the fresh sophomores,
High school,
doing
like
it,
champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything
White
is
and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School, as we get you set for some boys high school soccer between Collinsville and Gibault. And you're looking live at the middle of the field where all 11, make that 12 of the seniors from this year's Collinsville Kahok boys soccer team have been introduced to the crowd along with their parents and loved ones out there with them, and a host of other things that we heard come out of the PA system here at Kahok Stadium. I'm Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. It is senior night, and Gibault is the opposition as your Collinsville Kahawks swing back in action just after having a Saturday morning game here just a couple of days ago. Collinsville, of course, coached by Rob Lugie in his third year. He'll be opposed by Darren Hodrich, who is also in his third year. We welcome you in to the Chiropractic Works pregame show. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible all live high-quality lives, all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call at 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Kahawks come into this contest with an overall record of 7-8. The Gibault Hawks are coming in on a down year as they come in having only 2 wins under their belt. They are 2-12-1 this year after coming off of a 4th-place finish in state last year and a 2nd-place finish in Class 2A the year before that. So a down year for the Gibault Hawks. I had a chance to pose that question to Collinsville's head coach Rob Lugge, along with talking about his seniors. We'll pass that conversation on to you next as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. We are back at Kahok Stadium. This is our 2nd trip in 2 days, and we'll be back here Thursday as well for the game against Edwardsville. But tonight it's a non-conference matchup. It is senior night as well as your Collinsville Kahawks get ready to take on the Gibault Hawks. Joining us now is Rob Lugge, the Collinsville head coach. Let's begin with senior night, man. Last year you had 14. I'm thinking that's probably the longest senior night celebration I've ever seen, and tonight we've got 11, so it'll be close.
Well, 11, actually 12 with Brady, our manager. So, yeah, we were talking about it earlier. Maybe next year we won't have so many and we can get it done faster.
Talk to me about your seniors and what they mean to you.
Oh, this group they've been great through off-season workouts, summer workouts. They've really put in the effort. They've wanted to get better at soccer. Plus, they're just great kids. They're one of the biggest groups of outstanding citizens you're ever going to meet.
Talk to me a little bit about the guy you already mentioned, Brady O'Neill. I was going to ask you about him anyway because I love the senior pictures they have over there on the fence. He's got his arm in a sling because it was broke. He's got his 3-ring binder in his hand and that cheesy Brady look on his face. Tell me a little bit about him and what he means to this team.
Brady means a lot to the program. Having him around for the past 2 years has been great. He's funny. He can be serious at times, and he loves being a Kahawk. So, him just kind of telling the boys how much he loves it and how much he wants it, and he's not a soccer player. So just having him around has just made everybody better.
I understand that he's going to run for president in 2032. I already told him he's got my vote.
Anytime. It doesn't have to be that long.
All right, let's go backwards in time to Saturday morning. A very good game, I thought, against Alton. You guys won that one 4-1. It was tight, close, but the second half, you guys just kind of put it away.
Yeah, we started in a different formation just to kind of get a different look before the playoffs, see if there was anything that we could do differently. Then we just made some in-game changes, and the boys really adapted and played well. Alton played good. It was a good game. They had scoring opportunities. Logan Rader played well in goal. Our back line really picked it up in the second half, and then finally we scored some goals. It made things a lot easier when you score goals.
Talk to me about that defense you just talked about. I can't remember off the top of my head who it was, but man, one of those got past Logan, and if it wasn't for that last defenseman, it would have went in.
That was, I believe, Spencer Vlasic. It was Logan came out, he yelled, he did what he was supposed to. It's just he can't jump, it seems, and so the ball got over his head, and luckily, that's why we have defenders back there, help each other out.
And then you have, I called them already, the 3H Club. All your guys with last names that begin with H, Hinsey and Hensler and Harris all scoring goals.
Yes, that was good to see. It was good to see people who come out and practice every day, who may not get the most minutes, but go out there and get goals. And they deserve it, and so it's nice to see.
So does that game show us signs of encouragement as we get ready to head to postseason play? Is that something you want to see out there every day?
Yes, I would like to think so, because defensively we have gotten better as the year has progressed, and our struggle has always been scoring goals this year, and being able to put 4 goals in on against Alton, scoring 2 goals in at Granite City the Tuesday before that. That's 6 goals. That almost doubled our goal total for the year. So hopefully we start to we can continue tonight and keep things going.
Well, talk to me about I mean, it's not just your defense, it's the defense the last 5 years. That goal that Alton scored was the first goal scored against Collinsville in the regular season in 5 years. So your lockdown defense with Coach Smith's lockdown defense the last couple of years he was here. Tell me about your defense and the key to using the defense to win games.
Well, we've been lucky to have just good players back there. Going back to whenever I was Coach Smith's assistant, we've had good players who listen and are coachable. I think the best part about our backline is their willingness to, do different things to try and improve. We have really forced them to communicate with each other, and I say communication all the time because that's a big part of it. You can't play a game without communicating, and that's something that we struggled with it early on in the year as a backline. And once they started to get more cohesive, they started to get more comfortable, and now they're giving each other direction as well as taking it. I think that's hard for a younger player, is being able to take direction from somebody else, but they're starting to do it.
Talk to me about this Gibault team that you're getting ready to face tonight. Last year, they made the trip with you to the state finals. In 2A, they took 4th place, while you guys took 3rd the year before that, they took 2nd. But they're having a down year this year. They've only won 2 games.
Yes, their record says they're having a down year. Now, they're still going to be a solid program. Their schedule is hard. They have, I like to think we have one of the hardest schedules in the area. They definitely have one of the hardest schedules in the area. But those losses, a lot of those are 1-goal games. They still have a very talented goalie, which means a lot. A strong back line, and they're similar to us. Whenever I was talking to their coach, like, they struggle with scoring goals as well. So it could be an interesting night tonight.
Senior night, and all your seniors are starting. Besides that part of the game, what do you want to see from your guys tonight?
Just, continued growth in our offensive game, being able to move forward as a unit and just vary our runs a little bit more. Don't be so direct and, staying on one side, don't be kind of robots. Go out there and just play and let the game come to them.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
As Rob Lugie, your head coach of your Collinsville Kahok boys soccer team. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we'll pass the starting lineups to you, and we'll throw some stats your way as well. Names and numbers coming up next on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, We ship stlouis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And once again, we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network as we get you set for senior night. Collinsville taking on the Gibault Hawks. And before we get to tonight's game, we can tell you about the JV game that preceded this one. Collinsville scored a goal 50 seconds into the start of their junior varsity game, and they went on and rolled on to a 6-2 win. JV team is now 10-2-5 on the year, so Jeff Hayes has got his JVers rolling right along in the world of boys soccer. Let's take a look at the two starting goalkeepers here tonight for these teams. In goal for the Gibault Hawks will be Connor Olson. He is a 6'3", 190-pound senior, and on the year, Olson, 1,040 minutes. He has two. Keeper will be Logan Rader, the senior leader for this Collinsville Kahawks team. Logan on the year, 761 minutes. He's 5-6 on the year. He has 5 shutouts. 3 of those are solo. 2 of those he shared with Carter Wagner, his junior varsity understudy. Rader has given up 17 goals on the year. That's 1.7 against and 58 saves on the year, and that is a save percentage right around 77%. For Collinsville, under Rob Lugie, they are 44-22-2 in their third year under their head coach, including a third-place finish in last year's Class 3A state championships. Darren Hodrich, also in his third year, he is 37-25-9 with his 2-12-1 mark this year. And again, they took fourth place last year in Class 2A and second place the year before that. Matter of fact, the last 18 years, Gibault has made 11 trips to state. They are 4-time state champions. They did that in 2005, 2006, and 2007 under Jim Coursey, and then one time in 2013 under Matt Reeb. Coursey's team took third in 2008 and 2001, and then second in 2009, and then fourth in 2002. So Coursey had his teams all over the place. Reeb took his team to a third-place finish in his final year in 2016. And between these two teams over the years, the only year since 1999 that they did not play each other was 2008. So since then, Collinsville has won 11, lost 7, and they have tied 1. The last tie was in 2005. That was a 1-1 tie in the season opener right here at Collinsville High School. There's a little bit of the history between these two clubs. We will take another break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show, and when we come back, we'll give the starting lineups to you. We'll do that next on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Something old can be something new again. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville proves that old adage right one more time. Derek and Whitney Reiser, along with brewmaster and distillery operator Torrin O'Brien, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is not just a place to eat and drink, but more of a must-experience destination in the St. Louis area. With its Collinsville Herald newspaper feel, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery features a restaurant, a tap room, and of course a state-of-the-art one-of-a-kind distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery can handle all of your group functions, as well with an event space that can handle you and 79 of your friends for any large gathering. And the food? Well, simply amazing, with local and new favorites, plus brunch on Sundays. How about bocce ball or bags on the patio? Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 855-8027, online at oldheraldbrewing.com, or on Facebook at Old Herald. Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their third year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-855-9100 or online at sloanspubhouse.com.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes that bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And once again, we welcome you back to Collinsville High School. We're just about set for some action here between Collinsville and Gibault. boys soccer action as the season is winding on down. Collinsville, after this game, only has 4 more games left on their schedule. We'll have 2 of those against Edwardsville here Thursday, and then we'll have the last game of the year, the season finale, if you will. That'll be against St. Mary's on the 17th of this month. For Gibault, after us, they only have 3 games left. They are at Althoff in their next game, and then they have a couple of battles against some Southwestern Conference opponents, Alton and Belleville West. Belleville West will be the season finale also on the 17th for these Gibault Hawks. Collinsville enjoys a 2-year winning streak over Gibault at this point, having won the last 2 years. Last year, Collinsville won 1-0. That was back on October the 1st. Luke Liljegren had the only goal in that game. And then the year Gibault took second place 2 years ago, Collinsville won 2-1 at Kahok Stadium. So even though Gibault was good enough to get to the state championships the last 2 years, Collinsville has taken care of them in both years. The last time they lost to the Hawks, we did that game for you. That was at Outer Park in Columbia, and Gibault won that one 1-0 on their natural grass surface. We are underway. I was going to say that looked like a bit of, oh yeah, that's right. We had to stop the game after 7 seconds, so Camden Fry can get off the field. He got a start, kind of a sentimental, ceremonial start because he's a senior on this team, but he's injured and can't play. So now we're underway for reals, and it goes back. And Shiragi comes in to take the place of Camden Fry. And Collinsville, of course, in the purple. They have on the purple uniforms and the white numbers on the fronts and the back. Gibault dressed in all white. They have maroon numbers on the fronts and the backs of their jerseys as they bring it up into the offensive zone. That is Gavin Kuntz, who brings it up the left wing, being watched by Dalen Frecker. Frecker, one of the seniors being introduced. They had 14 seniors last year on senior night and 11 tonight. Seems like these senior night ceremonies are a little long here at Kahok Stadium. But nevertheless, they got it underway. Here's a turnover. Collinsville with a chance, and falling down in the box a little bit there was Wes Hinsey as he tried to get a shot off. And got a little bit of the ball, but it just rolled to Connor Olson, the goalkeeper for Gibault. And he sends it all the way back out to midfield where Simone picks it up and sends it all the way across to Colin Shields. Shields tries to bring it up in front of the Collinsville bench. He does so, but he turns it over. And Frecker sends it right back up the Collinsville offensive direction. Now Collinsville, they come across midfield. Here in the center, that is Maximus Lawrence. Lawrence will send the ball back to Shiragi. Shiragi will send it up toward the middle. And getting bumped off of the ball there at the last second was Mitchell Harris. Harris had a goal in the 4-1 win over Alton on Saturday. As Collinsville has to go back and play some defense now. Here is Nick Corzine. Corzine will send the ball up that far sideline, and then he'll get it right back on a nice play from Wes Hinsey. Hinsey sends the ball up into the middle, and Ryan Knoll trying to track it down. He will get there to the sideline first, and he stops the ball from going out of bounds, now waiting for some help to show up. It shows up, and then it comes right back toward him, but that was blocked out nicely on the defensive side by Jackson Gedeke for the Gibault Hawks. 37:50 left to play here in this opening half. Here is Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic, the lone starter that returned from last year's third-place team. After all of the seniors graduated, he ended up being the lone starter that came back. And a lot of these seniors out here right now for Collinsville didn't see a ton of playing time because of all the seniors we had on last year's team. There was a roller that was just picked up by Connor Olson. He'll give it a slingshot with that right arm and send it out over here to this side for Mitchell Coons. Coons sends the ball up and tries to find Franco, and it's a turnover. Collinsville's Anthony Coppotelli comes up with it. One of the 11 seniors. All 11 seniors getting the start, but as we mentioned, Camden Fry had to leave the field after 5 seconds because he is still injured. So a nice gesture by the Kahawks, and of course they had to okay that with Gibault to stop the game 5 seconds after it starts. So the Gibault Hawks are good sports as well. Play taking place in the Collinsville offensive zone, but Gibault turns the ball back toward the offensive side for the Hawks. They bring it up, but Frecker is the first one to get there, and he'll tap it back to Logan Rader. And Rader will send the ball back out to midfield off of the head there of Alex Byra. And it comes down and finds the feet of Anthony Colpatelli. Colpatelli looks and spins and finds a wide open Mitchell Harris. Harris over onto the far side, gives it to Hinsey back into the middle, trying to find Ryan Knoll on a cross right up there at the top of the box, but that was intercepted and sent out by the defense for the Gibault Hawks. Now the Hawks bring it up. Knocked out of bounds by Shiragi, and it'll be Mackenzie Hodrich, who is no relation to the head coach, Darren Hodrich. He made sure to point that out to me when I was going through the pronunciations of names. That one's knocked out of bounds by the Hawks, so Collinsville will get the ball back, and it'll be a throw-in by Shiragi over here on this near side sideline. No score as of yet. We are just about 4 minutes and 15 seconds into this contest. Collinsville brings it in on the offensive side, almost kicked out of there by Gibault, but the Kahawks keep it alive. Here is Ellsworth. Far side now. Frecker sends the ball up into the middle to Lawrence. Lawrence over on the other side for Corzine. Corzine sends it up off of the head of one of the Kahawks, and then a header by Byra right to his goalkeeper Olson will prevent any further offensive penetration by Collinsville. Ball popped up off ahead at midfield. Lawrence there using his head as well. Gibault slows it down. Collinsville trying to steal it. Nice job by the defenseman, Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic, he brings it up the sideline, playing a little offense here, and slows down, looks for some help, and I don't know why Ryan Knoll ducked. He thought he was going to get his head taken off by a shot by Vlasic. Now Vlasic has to come all the way back downfield and get back on the defensive side of things as the ball finds his defensive mate Corzine over there on the far side. Here is Hinsey into the middle of the field. Now Vlasic will send it over to this side for Shiragi. Shiragi looks forward and sends the ball forward off of Hinsey. Hinsey trying to settle it down there for Harris. Harris tries to send it back to Hinsey, and the defense for the Hawks knocked it out of there, but there's Ellsworth chipping in from the defensive side of things, and he keeps the ball on his feet for a while, enough for Hinsey to get up there, and Hinsey sends it back to the midfielders, and the midfielders pop it up into the box off of the head of Ryan Knoll, but that was a harmless shot. That was an easy pickup for Connor Olson. As we are at 34 minutes to play here in this first half. 6 minutes gone. Here is Spencer Vlasic being tugged at from behind there just a little bit by Gavin Coons, but not enough to draw a whistle. Ball ends up out of bounds and put there by Coons. So it'll be Spencer Vlasic who will throw the ball in here for Collinsville down near the corner kick flag. In the Kahawk defensive zone. That one, I believe Ryan Knoll missed that one altogether with his head. Comes back, and Lawrence just banks it right off of the body there of Carlos Simoni. And the Hawks take over. Only 2 wins for the Hawks this year. That is what you call a down year for this program. They have been stellar. Here's a chance for Collinsville and a score. Anthony Colpatelli gets the Kahawks on the board with the first score of the game, 1-0 in favor of Collinsville. Colpatelli will send out his senior night. And for Mr. Colpatelli, that is his team-leading 4th goal of the year. So the Kahawks strike gold first. 32:50 left to play here in this first half. Collinsville out front early on. They had the 1-goal lead over Alton on Saturday. Alton came back in the second half and tied it up, but then Collinsville rattled off 3 goals in the final 7 minutes, and there's another one. Colpatelli gets back-to-back goals here for Collinsville to start this game off. How about that? And he's going to make senior night night to remember. 2-0 in favor of Collinsville. And Colpatelli goes from 3 goals on the year to 5, just like that. Back underway again. Quickly, 2-0. And Colpatelli, ooh, that one banks right off of Colpatelli and goes right toward the goal, man. I was just going to say, Colpatelli needs one more goal for a hat trick, and he almost got it there off of a defensive ball that ricocheted right off of Colpatelli's body and rolled right to Connor Olson. Out of bounds, put there by the Hawks. And a throw in here for Shiragi. He'll throw it to Colpatelli. Why not? Throw it to the hot hand right now. Colpatelli turns around, finds the ball again, gets it off of his knee this time. He's trying to get some help there from Ryan Knoll. Knoll sends it over to Hinsey. Hinsey cuts across and will send it back to his midfielders. Midfielders turning the corner. There is Nick Corzine. Corzine sending it up that far sideline. Collinsville going for it again, looking for a cross to Colpatelli out front. Instead, it's over into the corner to Hinsey. Hinsey will send it back over to Corzine, and it comes out front once again. Chance for Collinsville, and another shot. That one partially ricochets off of one of the Waterloo players, or excuse me, one of the Gibault players. I know they are from Waterloo, but don't want to shortchange them. Maximum Lawrence had that one go a little astray after it hit off of a body part of one of the Hawks. 31-15 left to play here in this first half. Collinsville already out to a quick 2-0 lead. We are very late getting started. They had a freshman game here too, as the freshmen played Vianney, and we're not really sure what the score was or who won. They didn't use the scoreboard. Apparently they don't use the scoreboard for freshman games. So we don't know, but we do know that the JVers won. 50 seconds in, the JV team scored against Gibault's JV team, and the junior varsity Kahawks poured it on and won 6-2. Here it's already 2-0. 30 and 45 to go here in this first half. 2 quick goals by Collinsville senior Anthony Colpatelli. And a shot into the box, and trying to was Ryan Null to get up there for a header, but that rolled off of the back of the side of Mitchell Coons. And now a ball out of bounds. It's going to be thrown in here by Ryan Null. Coons took a little bit of a spill there, but he appears to be all right. That ball banks off of the backside now of Carlos Simoni. And now a throw in here for Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic throws it in right in the middle of the box. And that was a nice header there by Alex Byra to get that one out of harm's way before anyone could do anything with it. And then Vlasic waited a little bit too long to address that ball and kick it downfield. The defense for Gibault got there first, and then Lawrence banks a shot right off of the referee in the middle of the field. 2-0 in favor of Collinsville. Hawks send the ball up. Giving it a chase is Frecker. Frecker will just send it back to Logan Rader. Rader wants to get in a little bit of the action here. Goes right past Hinsey, but Hinsey gets it right back from Colpatelli. Now Hinsey trying to work his way and does so through the middle and sends the ball out here over onto the near sideline, and it goes out of bounds. Trying to find Shiragi, but Hinsey put a little bit too much mustard on that one. 29 minutes to go here in this first half. That was a nice spin move there by Gavin Coons. But a turnover. Here is Hinsey. For a minute there, he thought he was going to send it up to Colpatelli. And the Gibault defense takes over. Far side of the field. The Hawks have it, and they'll just send it back to Olson, and Olson will put his right leg into it and send it all the way back down into his offensive zone. But Collinsville's defense quickly gets it out of there. Ball quickly up to Ryan Null, and Colpatelli sends it back over to Hinsey. And Hinsey over to the far sideline for Corzine. Corzine brings it up closer, puts it in the middle of the box. It's kicked back out, and a foul against Collinsville. We'll give a free kick to the Gibault Hawks. 28 minutes and some change left. Boy, the St. Louis Cardinals came back and won a big one today in the 10th inning. 5-4 to force a deciding game number 5 Wednesday in was looking kind of bleak there for a minute. Molina's RBI single tied it up 4-4, and it stayed that way till the 10th. Tommy Edmond coming around to score the game winner on a sac fly by Molina. Before that, Molina had grounded out 3 straight times to the shortstop. 27-20 left to play here in this first half. Collinsville out front 2-0 on 2 quick goals by Anthony Copatelli. Matter of fact, just 35 seconds after he scored the first one, here is a ball in the box that's going to get out and sent out by the Hawks. So Collinsville will have a throw in, and Spencer Vlasic will come up and take those honors once again. Thought he wanted to change soccer balls there for a minute. He grabbed that one and was like, no, I like this one. This one will work. Here's the throw in right in the middle once again. Off ahead, and oh, what a save there by Olsen. Oh, what a save. Maximus Lawrence uses his head, and he got that one going top shelf, and Olsen pops that one right onto the top of the netting. That is going to be a corner kick for Collinsville. Nice try there by Lawrence. What a great throw in that was by Vlasic. Corner kick will come all the way from the opposite corner, though. And it'll be Nick Corzine who will take it here for Collinsville. See if we can score on a set piece. It's high and it's in the front, but it's right into the hands of Connor Olsen. Easy save there for the Gibault goalkeeper as he sends it all the way back out to midfield quickly, trying to catch the Collinsville defense napping, but that rarely happens to the Collinsville defense. Here is Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic sends it over to the far side for Corzine. Corzine sends it up front, and it's off of the defender, and back out front for Wes Hensey. Hensey looking for and finding Ryan Knoll. Knoll tries to take a shot, and I think in the process he kicked somebody out there. Now the ball gets sent back, and only 2 defenders for Collinsville back, but Frecker pops the ball back up to midfield. Comes down for Vincent Ojero. Or excuse me, that is Franco. And a foul coming up against Collinsville. And a 4-player substitution coming up for the Gibault Hawks. Spencer Bisk comes in, as does Jackson Gedicke. And Camden Oberkfell. Here are the Hawks trying to get one of those goals back. Over on the sideline, it is Gavin Kuntz. Kuntz is double-teamed over there by the Collinsville defense. That ball stays in bounds right now, and Collinsville trying to make sure they don't send it across the line. Here comes Kuntz. He's parallel with the line and takes a shot, and that bounces off one of the Collinsville players, so we will have a Gibault corner kick coming up here. This will be on this near side corner, and it will be taken by Gavin Kuntz, the senior forward for these Gibault Hawks. They are led in goals by Alex Brya and Gavin Kuntz, each with 3. Here's the kick. Collinsville gets it out. Return shot. Blocked out. Too many bodies up front for that one to find a hole to get through. And now Collinsville gets it a little bit farther out. Gibault trying to keep it down there. And here comes a Alex Brya shot. And that one is wide. And keeps the score at 2-0. 23:45 left to play here in this first half. A little bit of a late start. There wasn't any place to park when I got here either. Yeah, that's the farthest I've ever had to walk for a home game when I got here at like 4:45. Raider sends it out. Hensler comes into the game for the first time, and here's a pop-up off of the foot of Ellsworth. And now Gibault trying to work it up. Here is Mitchell Kuntz. Kuntz sends the ball out to Marenbach, and now Collinsville comes up with it. Here's Ryan Knoll. Knoll sends it over. And Mitchell Harris just inserted into the game, sends it over to the far sideline. He was trying to get a return pass back, but that was intercepted by the Gibault Hawks. Hawks will just kick the ball back to Olsen now. And Olsen has to get rid of that ball. He does so on that far sideline. It'll be a throw-in coming up here for Collinsville. 22:40 left to play. 4 games for you this week. Soccer here tonight, volleyball at Belleville East tomorrow. We have Wednesday off, then we're back here for soccer against Edwardsville on Thursday. And then, of course, we make the trip to Mattoon on Friday, and right now the weather forecast looks nasty. No thunderstorms, but they're talking about rain, more rain. It's going to start off as a warm rain, and it's going to end up as a cold rain. Last road trip of the year for the football team. Kahawks work the ball up over on the far side. Mitchell Harris trying to chase it down, but he couldn't get there in time. So it'll be Gibault's ball and a throw-in coming from Kyle Barber over there on that far side with 21:55 left to play here in this first half. Anthony Colpatelli has scored back-to-back goals for Collinsville, 35 seconds apart, for his 4th and his 5th goals of the year for the Collinsville senior. Turnover, Collinsville comes back with it. Colpatelli leaves it, and Colpatelli's going to get it back right in front, but can't control it. And Gibault will come away with the ball, and they'll try to work it up on offense. Here comes streaking up the sideline is Spencer Bisk, and gets away from him and goes all the way down to Logan Rader. Rader will throw the ball down. And about 25 yards away from his goal, he'll finally put it back into play. Comes up into the middle. Off of the head there from Lawrence. Lawrence moves the ball up, and Collinsville's got a host of players down there. Can't get the ball and control it, though, however. And finally, Anthony Colpatelli does, and he'll send it all the way back to Rader. Rader will come out immediately and meet it before the Gibault Hawks have a chance to get there and do any damage. Back to midfield it goes. A back-and-forth head volley. Finally touched off of the head of Colpatelli, then off of the head of Null, and then Hensey lets it roll down his body. He settles it down a little bit, and bringing the ball up is Hensler. Hensler sends the ball over this way now for Ryan Null. Null sends the ball over to Hensey. Hensey in the middle trying to find Harris. He does so after a little bounce off of the defender, and then Collinsville working it back up again, very methodically, trying to time their passes and get them past the defenders. Corzine over on the other side. He'll send the ball all the way to the net off of the head of one of the Gibault players. That could have been dangerous for the goalkeeper, and across the end line it goes. So Collinsville will have their second corner kick. This one will come from the near side corner. Nick Corzine once again will take this kick. Nope, he's going to give way now for Yair Figueroa, his first time into the game. Figueroa sends the ball out on a little bit of a bend, and it's in. Anthony Colpatelli, is that him again? No, I think that's Lawrence, actually. Maximus Lawrence picks up goal number 3 for Collinsville. And this one comes with 19:26 left to play. And it is 3-0 in favor of Collinsville now. Hawks trying to shake off that start. So the seniors are cashing in. Colpatelli with 2, Lawrence with 1. Lawrence's second goal on the year. Here's a little dangerous. That one's in, and just like that, Gibault gets one of those back. That one was scored by Jackson Gedeke. His first goal of the year. 18:54 to go, so you're talking about 30 seconds after Maximus Lawrence gives Collinsville a 3-1 lead. or a 3-0 lead. Gedeke gets one of those back. Collinsville sends it back up as the Hawks answer. But Gibault still trails by the original 2 that were put in the net by Colpitelli. Here is Frecker with the ball, far side. He'll just send it back to Logan Rader. Rader sends the ball all the way down, off of the head of Mitchell Coons and out of bounds. Collinsville will have a throw in. It'll be Aiden Hensler. Hensler threw it in, and Yahir Figueroa trying to track it down. He'll send it back to the defense, and Vlasic will send it back upfield. There was a behind the back, bottom of the shoe kick by Gavin Kuntz to keep that ball from going down into the Collinsville zone, but it goes out of bounds, and Collinsville gets it back anyway. Here is Figueroa. Figueroa sends the ball up and then gets the ball back. And he'll send it back to the defense now. Vlasic will take over, and then Vlasic will send the ball all the way back to Logan Rader. Rader right at the top of the bubble will shoot the ball out off of the head of Alex Byra as the ball comes down, finds the feet of Jaden Redden. Collinsville sends it up. Lawrence, who just scored the goal for Collinsville a little while ago, right before Gedeke scored his, sends the ball back, and a foul by Collinsville will give Gibault a free kick. It'll be from about 70 yards away, but a free kick nonetheless with 17 minutes left to play here in this first half. Ball sent up, and in front of the box it falls down. Gibault, they come up with it. Send it back to the midfielders. Spinning with it is Kuntz. Kuntz still with it. Sends it over to this side now for Nate Jansen. Jansen being pressured by Figueroa. Figueroa along with Lawrence. They get there and keep the ball going in the opposite direction until a missed pass from Redden to Hensler goes out of bounds. So a throw in coming up here for Mitchell Coons. Up the sideline, and that one's going toward the corner. And Collinsville will just send it out of bounds. Spencer Vlasic did that. And a throw in coming up here from Gavin Coons. Throws it right down onto the ground to Gedeke, who has scored the only Gibault goal. Here's Coons. Coons will send it back over this way for the other Coons, Mitchell. And a rolling ball. That'll be picked up by Logan Rader. And Collinsville avoids any kind of an offensive push there by Gibault. Bouncing ball, settled down, and a whistle as Figueroa was pushed down from behind by Byra. So Figueroa will have a free kick here from about 45 yards away. He's going to give way now for Frecker. Frecker will take care of this kick and let Figueroa set up in his offensive position. Frecker sends it a little off to the side. Comes down and being chased down over there by Will Martin. Martin trying to send it back out front, trying to find Jared Ellsworth, but instead it found a Gibault defender and out of bounds. And substitutions going on, one for each team. Tag Baker comes into the game for the first time. No, excuse me, that's Shiragi. Sometimes those 5s look like a 6. Especially I was looking on the front of the jersey, which the numbers are smaller. Throw in over on the far side comes in from Frecker. Stays up the sideline. Redden off of him, out back toward the middle of the field for Coons. Off of a body and stays with Gibault until it goes out of bounds. And then Collinsville would be the last ones to touch that one. Gibault makes one more substitution. As Ajero comes out of the game, and Mackenzie Hodrich comes back in. 14-15 left to play here in this first half. 3-1 in favor of Collinsville. Kahoks got 2 quick goals from Anthony Colpitelli. Then they went up 3-0 on a Maximum Lawrence goal before Jackson Gedeke got Gibault on the board. That's where we stand right now, 3-1 Here is Shiragi. Shiragi brings the ball all the way up in the offensive zone himself, and then Redden couldn't slow it down, so it heads to the sideline. And Gibault will work it up that sideline in front of their bench and then off of a Kahok and out of bounds. A throw-in will come in between the benches for Gibault. It does so right in front of the Kahok bench. Turnaround shot there by Hodrich, or excuse me, a turnaround pass. And now Collinsville wants to make substitutions. 4 of them to be exact. Colpatelli comes back into the game. He's looking for one more goal to give him a hat trick. Yahir Figueroa didn't stay out there very long, as Ryan Knoll comes in to take his place. Ball thrown in off of the head of Henze, and then down, and another whistle against Gibault will give Collinsville a free kick from about 50 yards away. That was Colpatelli who got taken down on the play. Or excuse me, that was Knoll. Colpatelli's already over here waiting. Ball heading toward the box, off of a head and down, but it's going toward the corner. Colpatelli trying to chase it down. He does so, and now trying to spin around and give it to somebody. He does so to Shiragi, and no Collinsville player could get there for any kind of a shot. Now Ellsworth, he chips in from the defensive side of things and tries to keep the ball in the offensive zone. Then it's pushed out back toward midfield. Franco, he has it and sends it all the way up for a streaking Oberkfell. Oberkfell turns around the right side and put a little bit too much zip on that ball as Logan Rader comes all the way out and makes a sliding stop before anyone could get there to put a shot on goal. All the way back out to midfield it comes. Henze, he settles it down, sends it over there onto the far side for Mitchell Harris. Harris to Corzine. Corzine to Colpatelli. Colpatelli up the far sideline, gets bumped off of the ball, and that's taken over there by Nate Jansen, I believe. And Jansen started up the sideline, had that ball picked off of his pocket, and then Ryan Knoll comes up right in front of the box. Knoll will send it over to the far side. Harris looking for a cross. Oh, instead it goes right to Connor Olson, right into his hands with 11:20 left to play here in this first half. 3-1 in favor of Collinsville. Olson sends the ball all the way back out. And off the backside of the referee, he throws up his hands. He's like, man, I can't get out of the way of this ball tonight. It's the second time he's been hit with a ball. Defense for Gibault, trying to send that ball the other direction. That is Shiragi down there trying to keep it down, but he can't, and it ticks off of his knee to Vlasic. And that ball ends up not going out of bounds. Now it does. And Collinsville will have a throw in deep down in their defensive area. 10:40 left to play here in this first half. Slowed down by Byra and out of bounds off of the body of Colpatelli. So a throw in will come up here for Gibault right underneath our location. It'll be Mitchell Coons. Coons, a sophomore. Gavin, a senior. Mitchell throws the ball up and off of the head of Shiragi and down as Knoll tries to come up with it. He can't. And Gibault trying to keep it down in the offensive zone as they trail by 2. That ball ends up out of bounds. And they called a foul. So a free kick coming up here for the Hawks, and this one a little bit closer, about 40 yards away. Looks like Gavin Coons is going to take it. Alex Byra also there. Now Byra will walk away, and Coons will take this one. Coons is ready. It's on the way. It bends away from the goal, but then a header will send it right to Logan Rader, and he puts up the hands and takes care of that. And then he'll send it back out with 9:15 left to play, or excuse me, 9:15 left to play. That goalpost always blocks out the numbers, and I can't tell, especially when it's a number 1. And it's yellow, too, just like the goalpost. Gibault trailing by 2. will tick that one all the way back to Connor Olson. He'll pop it up. It doesn't quite make it to midfield. Off of the head of Lawrence, who has a goal. And then Lawrence, off of his chest, he'll slow it down. He'll send it up to Colpatelli. Colpatelli and Lawrence have the goals for Collinsville. Colpatelli 2, Lawrence with 1. Here's Shiragi. Shiragi trying to send it back to Lawrence, but Lawrence had already left that spot. And now coming away with it was Hodrick. He'll send the ball up, and then off of a body, Collinsville will get it back and chip it right back into the offensive zone. Colpatelli sends it to Hensey. Hensey back to Colpatelli. Colpatelli over on the far sideline. And a Mitchell Harris pass into the middle for Null. Null will turn around, and then he'll send it over to Lawrence. Lawrence to Hensey, over to this side for Shiragi. Shiragi trying to get there before the defensive player does, and Mitchell Coons got there. Not sure if he didn't touch that ball with his hand on the way down to the ground, though, but no call. Gibault comes up with it, but Collinsville is there to intercept. Vlasic sends it up to Hensey. Hensey sends it up to Colpatelli. Colpatelli spins, tries the left side, all the way over on that far sideline for Corzine. Corzine will send it up into the front of the box. There's a shot, and that one rolls right to Olson off of the foot of Anthony Colpatelli, who was buying for the hat trick. 7:35 left to play here in this first half. 3-1 in favor of Collinsville. Olson sends the ball out. Colpatelli trying to force the issue as that ball makes it all the way down into the teeth of the Collinsville defensive zone. Here is Corzine right in front of his bench. He'll turn around and spin, and then he'll send the ball up right to midfield. Comes down, and Gibault takes over. Now Hensey gets it back for Collinsville. Sends it over here to Ellsworth. Ellsworth sends it to Shiragi. Shiragi will send it over to Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic, he'll put a little juice into it and send it all the way up to Colpatelli in the offensive zone. Colpatelli sends it back to Maximus Lawrence. Lawrence then sets it up over on the far side for Mitchell Harris. Harris in the middle. Ellsworth trips over the ball. Turns around, picks himself back up, gets the ball back, and then tries to find Colpatelli, but that one is picked off by Byra. And then back to midfield we go. Collinsville pushes the ball back up into the offensive zone and across the sideline. Gibault will get the ball back on a throw-in deep in Collinsville's offensive zone. Ball punched up into the air by Olson. Chilly night here. Finally broke that 90-degree heat wave we had for a long time last week. And broke it we did. 61 degrees right now. It was a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky. Temperature is hovering right in the 72-degree area. There's a ball that comes in on a throw-in and off of a head of one of the Hawks. Collinsville gets the ball back, though. Here is Shiragi. Shiragi sends it up to Hensey. Hensey slows the ball down, trying to find Null in the box, but he can't do it. Comes out of the box and goes to Lawrence. Put back into the box by Shiragi off of the head of Colpatelli. And it'll bounce to Connor Olson. 5:20 left to play here in this first half. That ball all the way over the head of Shiragi. Volleyball action for you tomorrow will be at Belleville East. As the volleyball season winds down as well, their seedings will be released Thursday, and the schedule will follow the next day on Friday. All in down, and at midfield, we'll play a little back and forth for a while. Comes down for Hodrich. He'll turn. He surveys things, looking for somebody to pass it to, and he tried to find Merlenbach, and he couldn't. Instead, he found a purple and white uniform. Collinsville takes over. Shiragi right down here underneath our location. He'll send it over to Frecker. Frecker sends it over onto the far sideline for Corzine. Corzine up for Hensey. Hensey threads it right through to Null. Null puts a shot on, and that one goes wide. Had the height and had enough juice behind it, but just sent it a little wide past this near side post as we approach 4 minutes left to play here in this first half. Olson, the senior goalkeeper, waits for one of his teammates to tie his shoe before he sends it back. And he does so at 3:45 left to play here in this first half. All the way out to midfield it goes. Circling with it, Gavin Coons. He tries to send it up for Hodrick, and Hodrick sends it home. With only 3:34 left to play in the first, all of a sudden it's a 3-2 contest after Collinsville had a 3-0 lead. 3.5 to go. Ball popped up. There's Colpatelli. Colpatelli coming in on the right wing will send a crossing right into the front, and couldn't find a way to get a shot on goal, could Harris. And then Gibault sends it back out. Yeah, all the way back to Logan Rader. Rader will send it all the way back on the ground through everyone and back out to midfield. And then a collision in the middle of the field between Spencer Vlasic and Alex Merlenbach. Merlenbach gets up, though. And it'll be a free kick from about 40 yards away or so. No card for Vlasic. That was a pretty vicious hit, but I don't think he had any intent. This one's just popped up right in the front of the box. And it comes down, and a kick save by Rader, and then he has to jump up as Coons was coming in for a rebound effort. That ball stayed up in the air for about 5 seconds, spinning before it finally came down. Gibault vying for a chance to tie this thing up. Collinsville had a very comfortable lead. Not so comfortable any longer. It's just a 1-goal lead. After Collinsville scored the first 3 goals, Gibault has answered with the next 2. Over on the far side, unable to get there was Mitchell Harris, so that ball goes under the Gibault bench. And is it going to belong to Collinsville? Yes, it does. "90 seconds left to play here in this first half. 3-2 in favor of Collinsville. It's been a very interesting first half. 5 goals scored. Normally that's maybe what you see for a game if you're lucky. We've had 5 goals in the first half. This one sent over here to the sideline, and Shiragi chases it down and trying to keep Colin Shields off of him. He does so, and now to Peril in the middle of the field. Over on the far side, Peril getting his first action here in this game. And he sends it right into the front of the box, under a minute to go. Lawrence there. Shiragi is there as well. Shiragi will send the ball over to Hensler. Aiden Hensler surveys things, gives it up for Lawrence. Lawrence trying to find Colpatelli. And a ball chips its way into the box and then sent across the end line. And we're going to have a corner kick coming up here for Collinsville. We've already scored one off of a corner kick. And we'll try to do it again with a half a minute remaining. Corzine sets it up. He's ready to go. He sends it right in front off of a head out front. Collinsville trying to keep it in there, and a kick and a spinning ball, and that one is going to go bounce right into the hands of Connor Olson. Olson will send it out on the run with about 5 seconds left to play as that ball bounces over the Collinsville bench. That'll do it for the first half of this one, with your Kahawks leading by a score of 3-2. Very interesting first half it was. Time for halftime, brought to you by Cafe Agape. Cafe Agape sponsors our halftime show. Nachos, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, well, all kinds of sides to choose from. All homemade, mashed potatoes, green beans, corn, all that wonderful stuff. If you are interested, Cafe Agape also offers catering service. And all you need to do is give them a call if you want to ask about that. 345-CAFE, that's 345-2233. We'll scour the internets and see what we can find for you as far as scores are concerned, and we'll do that in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience. Choose Lakeside.
First National Bank of Waterloo, celebrating over 100 years of banking in the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo's O'Fallon branch office for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon. Call Bill at 618-632-1010. Visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online at fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's HIBid.com to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's ogleauctionshibid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530. Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, That's some good eats.
And once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium. We are at halftime, and it is the Cafe Agape halftime show. And a lot to tell you about, not a lot going around here on a Monday on the high school front of things, if you will. But, well, we can always update you on pro sports, can't we? All right. The Tampa Bay Rays staved off elimination, laid down Houston today. 10-4, I believe that score was. And it means that that is now a series that Houston leads 2-1. Your Cardinals stayed alive. Boy, did they barely. Collinsville. Cardinals had a lead in that game and then watched it be squandered away on an error by Carpenter and then a 2-run home run by the Braves to take a 4-3 lead. Collinsville got that run back to tie it up at 4-4, and then it went into extra innings, and Collinsville won it walk-off style in the bottom of the 10th after a Yadier Molina RBI sacrifice fly with Tommy Edmond coming in from third base. So the Cardinals come back and tie that series at 2 games apiece. They'll have a day off tomorrow. They will head to Atlanta, and Game 5 will be in Atlanta sometime on Wednesday. I'm sure they'll figure out the times once all these other games have been completed or if the series clinchers have already happened. And after the second intermission on the Blues' first road trip of the year, they are in Toronto taking on the Maple Leafs, and after 2 periods, that score is tied 2-2. There's a look at your Cafe Agape halftime report. Here it is 3-2 in favor of Collinsville over Gibault. Second half action will come your way in a little bit here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com. The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the Event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current one? Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now. Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis to help you find the perfect home or to help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at 618-780-4622 or visit them online at blaylockteam.com or on Facebook at the Blaylock Team.
Back here at Collinsville High School, I am Todd Duke. Zach Roseman on camera for us tonight, in case I failed to mention that earlier. Always appreciate young Mr. Roseman coming in to help us out. Halftime just about over. Collinsville, 3 goals in that first half. Anthony Copatelli scored 2 of them within 35 seconds. Just about 7 minutes after this game started, he scores the first one, and then 35 seconds later he scores another. We went almost a whole 13 minutes before we had any more goals scored, and that was Maximum Lawrence. And quickly it was 3-0 in favor of Collinsville, but then Jackson Gedicke, as well as young Mr. Hodrich, Mackenzie Hodrich, they score goals about 15 minutes apart. Hodrich scored his with only 3.5 minutes left to play here in this first half. And just like that, Gibault turned a 3-0 deficit into a 3-2 game. And we are just about ready for some more action. Collinsville, by the way, they come in averaging 1.5 goals a game while giving up 1.7. Gibault, they are struggling a little bit this year. As we mentioned, they only had 2 wins coming in. They are just a tick under scoring a goal a game at .93, but they're giving up 2.3 per game. So, as we mentioned, a little bit of an off year. A little bit of an off year there for the Gibault Hawks. Chrissy Copatelli slides by the booth and says hi. Young Anthony Copatelli's aunt. We're underway here in the second half. We switch sides of the field, so Connor Olson is in the net that Collinsville is trying to shoot at over here on your left side of your computer or your TV screen or your phone or whatever you're watching it on. And Logan Rader, he's going to pick up the ball right now and send it all the way back out into his offensive zone as he occupies the goal to your right. That was off of a couple of heads down below and comes down onto the feet of Jackson Gedicke, who scored the last goal in the first half to bring his team back to within 1. Collinsville trying to work it back up. In case you're wondering, the 2 wins this year for Gibault came against Freeburg and Granite City. 2 wins in 3 games for Gibault. That was after they started off with a whole slew of losses and a tie thrown in there as well. And they have lost since then. Their last 3 games have the Hawks. Play taking place at midfield. Collinsville, they are looking for a little bit of a winning streak. They've won 2 in a row, trying to make it 3 in a row here tonight. Excuse me. Gibault sends the ball up. There is Peril. He lumbers his way downfield, tries to work his way into a little scoring opportunity. That ball gets knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Collinsville. Corzine will drop it down, and Peril will throw it in. He does so all the way into the box. That was over Copatelli's head. Anthony wasn't expecting that. That ball ends up going across the line, put there by Copatelli. So a goal kick restart coming up here for Connor Olson. Second half action, 3-2 in favor of Collinsville. Season winding down for both teams. Collinsville will have 4 games left after tonight. Gibault will only have 3. Here's Peril using his head, and it goes off his head and out of bounds. Throw in will come here on this near side, just underneath our location, and it comes right back to Colin Schmidt. Schmidt spins out of a double-team defense there, and the ball ends up being knocked out of bounds by Tag Baker. Collinsville trying to work the ball back up, and now we're going to have a whistle. We're going to have a foul. Collinsville is going to get a free kick, but it's going to be from about 55 yards away or so. It'll be taken by Nick Corzine right below us. Corzine pops that ball all the way into the box. Out front it comes and sent back in by Perril's head. Now back out all the way over to the far side. That is Shiragi. Shiragi trying to set it up for the offense. Comes back to the defense. Now back over to this side for Perril. Perril turns the corner. Sends the ball up to Baker. Baker pops the ball up. He was trying to find Figueroa. Couldn't do so. Perril now gets the ball back. He does find Figueroa. And Figueroa will send it over to Corzine. And then Yahir will get it right back. He'll send it all the way out to midfield for Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic punches it up into the box all the way through. And it'll go wide of the goal. And was off of a Gibault player and out of bounds. Foul against Gibault. Right at the top bubble of the box is where this free kick will come from. And it'll be Corzine and Figueroa out there. We'll see which one takes it. Looks like they're going to give away for Figueroa. Either that or just going to pass it over here to Corzine. Corzine, if he can get a good shot. Well, it's Figueroa. He bounces it right into that wall and then gets the rebound and then sends it over the net. A little bit far on the near side as well. 35 and a half left to play here in this second half. Olsen ready to send us back to action. He does so with a pop-up out to midfield. That is off of the chest of Frecker. Perril gets in there as well. And then Coons turns around and gives the ball up, trying to get his defense into the game. Here is Figueroa. Figueroa sends the ball up, and that one is tipped into the box, and Collinsville is going to have a chance, but oh boy, Olsen comes out and just gets to that ball before about 3 Kahawks converged on it to try to send that one into the net, and Olsen and his team got lucky there as the ball comes all the way back out to midfield. And in front of the Gibault bench, the Hawks are trying to send it on up, but that ball is offside. With 34:40 left to play here in this second half. It got chilly all of a sudden. Down to 60s. They were going to drop down into the 50s tonight, low 50s. By the time Saturday morning rolls around, we're going to have highs in the 30s, kids. Brr. That ball went out of bounds right before Colin Shields got there. Ball sent down and off of the head of Colin Schmidt and out of bounds. So Collinsville will have a throw in here from deep down in their offensive zone. It'll be Perril who will take this throw in. He's a big kid. He can throw that ball all the way to the net. And he almost does. Pops up straight out in front off of the head of one, not 2 defenders for Gibault. Then off of the bottom of the foot there, Figueroa. He lost the ball, but there is Corzine to Baker. Baker sends it across the way, and he is trying to find Shiragi, I believe that is over there, or Wes Hensey, or excuse me, that's a ball that ends up going way over the net. Olsen once again will set the ball down and send it back out to midfield. Ping-pongs off a couple of bodies and comes down onto the feet of Perril. Perril to tag Baker. Baker had it bounce off of his shoe. Oh, right to Anthony Colpatelli. Colpatelli will send one in, and that's a goal! Anthony Colpatelli from about 30 yards away blisters a shot into the near side post in the back of the net, and Colpatelli has himself a hat trick tonight here for Collinsville. 4-2 in favor of the Kahawks. That one came from way downtown. And Anthony Colpatelli with a hat trick here tonight for your Kahawks. Well, they blew the whistle, and then they didn't blow the whistle, and then they blew the whistle again. Colpatelli's third goal of this game and his 6th of the year. He came in with 3, and he's got 3. Here is Figueroa. And a whistle on the play once again, and another free kick coming up here for Collinsville, but this one will be from midfield. And I'll send it over here to the sideline. Frecker to Corzine. Corzine right in the box, and it goes all over everybody's head and out the other side. Girls volleyball action coming up for you tomorrow. 6:30 game time, or 6 o'clock game time, excuse me. At Belleville East. Girls had a successful trip in the Triad tournament. Only lost 1 game out of, I think, 5. And the 1 game they did lose, it went to 3 sets. Here's Colpatelli again, over to Yahir Figueroa. Figueroa on the right wing. We'll send it back into the middle for Peril. Peril, he runs forward, and a shot that never did materialize will come back over here as a pass to Tag Baker. Baker on the goal line will do a good job banking it right off of the body there of Nate Jansen, and Collinsville will have a corner kick out of this. It'll be all the way over here in this near side corner as Yahir Figueroa comes in to take this corner kick. Figueroa lets it go. Into the middle, popped straight up. Where is it going to come down? Off of the head of Peril, off of the head of one of the defenders. Kept alive by Tag Baker, and it comes all the way back out to this near side sideline where it will go out of bounds, and that was off of a body belonging to Gibault, the referees say. So Peril will have another throw in here for Collinsville. And all the way into the box and into the front. Now off of the head of Ellsworth, off of the head of Colpatelli toward the goal, but then that's popped right back up by one of the defenders. Comes down for Figueroa. He gets it to Ellsworth, and then the defense takes over for the Gibault Hawks. Collinsville, their defense steals the ball right back, but coming back the other way with it was Simone, and all the way up that far side sideline, that is Franco. And then it banks off of a Kahok player and out of bounds across the end line. Yep, it's going to be a corner kick here for Gibault. 30 minutes to play here in this second half. Franco, he's ready. He'll just send it all the way out front. Not sure if that was designed or not because there wasn't anybody standing out there. I don't know if that was a miss hit or what was going on. Figueroa trying to chase down the ball over on the far side. He can't get there first. Ball ends up all the way over on the far side. Figueroa still trying to get that ball away, and then a whistle. And now we're going to have some substitutions going on. 4-2 in favor of Collinsville. 29 and a half minutes to go here in this second half. Peril throws the ball all the way up that far side sideline, and it bounces into the far side of the box, and then a slow roller to Olsen. Olsen will send it out to the opposite side, and then that was a nice job on the headshot there by Corzine to keep that ball down, but then a whistle against Collinsville, and Gibault will get a free kick from way down in their defensive zone. And it'll be taken here by Connor Olsen. Olsen sends the ball up to this near side sideline and out of bounds. Didn't touch anyone. So Collinsville will have a throw in. All the way up off of the backside of Yahir Figueroa. He'll do a little bit of battle there with Nate Jansen. And then a loose ball picked up, and Gibault has it go out of bounds. Collinsville's ball. Peril will get ready for the throw in. He does so. Boy, he's got a strong arm on him, that Peril kid does. And Collinsville trying to race to that ball, and it comes down. Tag Baker will go chase it down, and then he'll turn around. Here's a shot at the goal, and it is a two-hander by Connor Olsen as that ball was headed top shelf by Brendan Shiragi. Just a little under 27 minutes left to play, or a little under 28, excuse me. Equipment problems going on there for one of the Gibault players. He's got it all figured out. Ball comes all the way up this near side sideline off of the head of Lawrence. Figueroa trying to chase it down there in that midfield circle, but instead, Merlenbach got there first for Gibault. Now ball out of bounds. I think I have my winter sports schedule all figured out. Had to wait for the hockey team to give me their schedule. All the other sports, we make those schedules a couple of years in advance, so the hockey team is the only one I have to wait on before I make that schedule. Looks like we are going to be underway on November the 5th, maybe, depending on if the soccer team's still alive or not. That would be the first scheduled hockey game, and then we'll have hockey pretty much the whole month of November. Till we get to the end of the month, we'll throw in some bowling action. And then when December comes around, we'll finally have some basketball action as both the boys and the girls start off with tournaments on the road for basketball. So they don't even come home until the beginning of December. 26-20 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville up 4-2 over Gibault, trying to beat Gibault for the third year in a row. That's right around the other side after a corner kick there, and no one touched the ball. And over here in the corner, that is a try. That was a try by Merlenbach to send that off a body across the end line, but it backfired. Now the ball comes all the way downfield. And the ball went out of bounds. Collinsville with the throw in. And it'll be Peril once again. Peril off the JV team. Didn't see him until Saturday's game against Alton, the first time we've seen the young Peril kid this year. There's Figueroa in the middle, looking around and directing some traffic. Corzine over here on this sideline, and that ball ends up going out of bounds. Corzine couldn't stop it. Last little bounce. It ended up going out, but there is Frecker to intercept that throw-in pass, and now Peril gets it back. He pops it into the far side of the box. Olsen will let that roll, and right to him it goes, and Olsen will pick the ball up. Olsen, a little bit of a drop kick there. Lets that ball bounce off the ground just a couple inches, and then puts a boot into it. Whistle on the play. Foul against Gibault. Collinsville will have a free kick, but it'll be from beyond midfield. And that ball sent all the way into the front of the box, then off of the head of Peril and into the box for just a moment. Tag Baker will watch that ball go out of bounds, and then he'll give way for Peril to throw that ball back in. Throw in right in the box and right in front. Comes down. Figueroa had a shot and couldn't get that ball to bounce the right way, and then a bouncing ball will go across the end line, and Collinsville will have a corner kick. Figueroa back to work over there on that far side corner this time. Figueroa sets the ball down with 23:45 left to play here in this second half. And here is that corner kick. It's high. It comes out the other side, and this time it goes across the end line off of the foot of one of the Collinsville players. I believe that was Tag Baker with 23.5 left to play here in this second half. A little bit of a chill through the air. This is like end of October weather here. I think normally we're supposed to be right around 70 degrees during the day. We were today. And off of the head of one of the Gibault players, back towards midfield. It comes down, trying to send it the other direction was Merlenbach. That ball comes down, and then Merlenbach sings it up anyway, and then a whistle will go against Collinsville, and Gibault will have a free kick on this side of midfield. Alex Byra will take this one for the Hawks. Colpatelli off of his head. Colpatelli has the hat trick here tonight. Here's Tag Baker leaving it for Colpatelli, and then he'll send it off of the shin of Andrew Feldker. And out of bounds, Collinsville will have another throw in, and Peril will take care of this one just underneath our location. Alfred Lopez checks into the game for the first time. He'll take the place of Nick Corzine. Throw in by Peril. Bounces over a couple of people, and then a whistle on the play will give the ball back to Gibault. Olsen ready to send it packing. He does so. High and deep into the Hawks offensive zone, but it's settled down there by Lawrence. Lawrence sends it over the head of everybody, and the defense trying to track the ball down for Gibault as that ball is kept alive by Collinsville over there. I believe that's Tag Baker. Baker comes around. No, Baker's over here on this side. And a shot. Nope. I thought that was going to be a ball off of the legs of one of the Gibault players as they were heading across that toward that end line, but the referee on the far side said no, it's a goal kick restart. So Connor Olsen will take care of business once again. Jaden Redden checks back into the game for the Kahawks. Ryan Knoll to the bench. Olsen sends it out. Right to midfield on the far side and pushed back into the offensive zone momentarily by Lawrence. And then Gibault's defense takes it over and they try to send it back up or keep it down for a offensive try here, but Collinsville intercepts and they bring it back up to their offensive zone. Here is Tag Baker. Baker will leave it for Peril. Peril over to Redden. Redden sends it back to his defense and Frecker. Frecker all the way over on the far side, and that one had a little bit too much mustard on it almost, and almost went out of bounds. Nice job over there by the Kahawks to keep that in, but a turnover will give the ball back to Gibault. Gibault trying to work back upfield for another offensive opportunity. Here's Tag Baker. Baker, he got that ball taken off of his foot by Feldker. And now Lopez sends the ball all the way back up. Figueroa trying to chase it down on the left wing, and he does. Loses his defender, comes back, puts it in the middle. Oh! Couldn't get the shot off. I believe that was Will Martin. And Martin just couldn't pull the trigger right there in the middle. But Collinsville will get a corner kick out of this. And it looks like it'll be, or it's going to be a throw-in. Sorry, it's just going to be a throw-in. Peril throws it in. Almost like a corner kick. Comes all the way out front and down. And then it goes across the end line and last touched by Kahok. So another goal kick restart coming up here for the Gibault Hawks. We're a little over halfway through half number 2. 18:45 left to play here in this second half. Ball popped up to midfield, and Peril sends it right back down to the offense. Tag Baker then kicks it a little bit deeper, but too deep, as that play was called offside. Olsen sends the ball back down, deep down into the offensive zone, but a nice play there by Spencer Vlasic. That's huge in your head. That plays offside for Gibault. <clears throat> 18 minutes to play here in the second half. Collinsville had a 3-0 lead. Gibault scored 2 goals late in the first half to bring their team back to within 1. And the only goal scored thus far here in the second half was scored by Anthony Colpitelli. He has the hat trick. That was his third. He scored 2 goals in this game. Here's Baker. Baker turns around, and off the backside of one of the Gibault players, that ball will roll to Olson. And Olson quickly throws it down on the ground right in front of the Collinsville bench, where it is taken over and brought forward by Gibault and then popped back into the offensive zone, but Frecker heads the ball right out. It finds the body of Merlenbach. Merlenbach over here onto this side for Gedeke. Gedeke has one of the 2 goals here tonight for Gibault. Now onto the feet of Colin Schmidt. Schmidt sends it out to the middle, and Collinsville sends it back over to the side. Tag Baker keeps it from going out of bounds and tries to find Figueroa. But that ball is out of bounds. Last touched by Nate Jansen. And Collinsville quickly throws it in. Here's Figueroa, puts on another nice move. Almost broke the ankles of Jansen. Sends it back over to Tag Baker. Baker, trying to get around his defender, will send the ball all the way out the other side. And across the end line for another goal kick restart. I see hoodies and gloves and scarves. Oh, my. All the folks sitting on these cold aluminum seats here in the stands are shivering about now. Kind of rough when you go from straight 90s down to cool temperatures like this in a matter of days. Doesn't get your body enough time to get used to the change of temperatures. Feels a lot colder than it normally would if it would have been in the 80s and then the 70s for some days. Instead of 90s to 65. Here is Figueroa. Brings it up the left wing. Slows things down. Figueroa putting on some more impressive moves. He'll send it up to Martin. Martin on the near side sideline. Sends it back over to Lopez. Lopez, he'll bend one right into the front of the box off of the head and right into the hands of Olson. Off the head of Tag Baker. Coming up on 15 minutes to play here in this second half. Mitchell Harris gets pushed off the ball as Gibault wants to make 3 substitutions. They will. Helio Neto Franco checks back into the game. Mackenzie Hodges comes back into the game, as does Colin Shields. Gibault's ready. They have their new players out there, and they are going to bring it up to the offensive side. Collinsville's defense has done a good job of keeping the ball out of the Gibault Hawks offensive zone. Logan Rader has not had much action here in the second half. Here is Redden as he waits for the ball to settle down. He tips the ball up to Martin. Martin turns the corner over there on the far side, looking for Figueroa, who's out there with him. And Martin will then get out of the defender's way, send one toward the net, and that is right out front off of the head of Nate Jansen. Collinsville trying to get it back. Lopez does so. Lopez will send it up to Tag Baker. Baker over here on this near side turns around, gets rid of one defender, and then off of his body as Mitchell Coons tried to send that one downfield. It hit Baker in the back and then bounced straight to Olson in goal. So Gibault trying to work the ball back up and generate a little offense, but first they have to get it out of their defensive zone. They do so with Olson. And right here on this near sideline, that's out of bounds. A little back and forth wouldn't work there for the 2 midfielders for Gibault. Now Figueroa with it. He's over in the corner area, and then he gets taken down right in that corner. Collinsville is going to have a free kick from there. It's going to be a weird angle to take a free kick from, but nevertheless, Figueroa will take it. Olson leans up against that near side post. Just a 2-man wall. They're allowing out front. That is Simone and Franco. Figueroa takes the shot, stays low, down on the ground. No one can get it and push it toward the net. The defense did a nice job there for Gibault to get that ball out of there. Here is Frecker with a nice spin move. Now he's in front of the box. He'll take a tour to the left. He'll send it over to Figueroa. Figueroa looking for another opportunity. Sends it in front, and it's scooped up by Olsen. That ball probably didn't get an inch off the ground when Figueroa let that shot go. 12.5 minutes to play here in this second half. Collinsville leading 4-2. Not sure if we're going to have anybody on the postgame show. Do you know why? Yeah, because I forgot to ask anyone to come up after the game. Normally, they forget. This time, I forgot to ask. So we'll see if they want to send anybody up. I'm not going to stand over here and wave my hands. Besides, we just did a soccer game on Saturday, and we got another one coming up on Thursday, so it's not like we'll have tons of stuff to talk about, although we could always talk about Anthony Copatelli and a hat trick. I'm sure he wouldn't mind that. Here's Peril over on the far side. He sends it up a little bit farther. Will Martin sends it in the box. Tag Baker puts it on goal, but didn't get all of it as that ball spun right off the end of his toe, and Connor Olsen comes out and picks it up before it has a chance to cross the line. 11.5 minutes to play here in half number 2. Here is Redden. Collinsville spending a lot of time in their offensive zone. Over to tag Baker. Baker sends the ball up into the box for Figueroa. Figueroa stops the ball, turns the corner, and that goal goes off of Franco. And it'll be another corner kick coming up here for Collinsville. Figueroa will take another one. Yahir Figueroa. Ready. He sends it. Pops it up. And another Mitchell Coons head ball right out of that box. And it goes back to Figueroa on the line. He'll send one out front. And that one is knocked away by Nate Jansen. Collinsville tries to keep it down there. Here is Tag Baker out front. Turns around, takes a shot off of a body. Comes all the way back out front for Spencer Vlasic now. As Vlasic will send it over to Redden. Redden to Figueroa. He'll turn around and look for a little bit of help in the form of Lopez, but he left Lopez a little too far on that pass, and it ends up going out of bounds, and Gibault gets to take over deep in their defensive zone. They bring the ball out on a throw-in to Gavin Coons. Coons sends it back to his defense, and Nate Jansen will send that ball all the way back up to midfield. Collinsville intercepts. Frecker to Redden. Redden to Lopez. Lopez will send the ball back to Logan Rader, and Rader will pop the ball back out into the offensive zone for Collinsville. Figueroa with a little side kick to tag Baker. Baker in the middle sends the ball toward the net, and it's in! Tag Baker from about 30 yards away. Oh, that had some bend on it. It's 5-2 in favor of Collinsville. 9:38 left to play here in this second half. Most goals Collinsville has scored all year. They have one more than what they scored here on Saturday. Tag Baker. Wicked shot. That's his first varsity goal ever for the young Baker. You know, Zane Baker in college. Maybe he's watching this right now, probably trying to do some homework. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Hopefully he got to see his brother score a goal there. Copatelli with a hat trick, and Tag Baker picks up his first varsity goal ever. Collinsville has spent a large majority of time in the offensive zone. I believe that time of possession in the offensive zone would be very lopsided if there was somebody here to keep track of that. We don't have enough money to pay somebody to do that. 8:45 left to play here in the second half. Here is Wes Hensey. Hensey will send the ball up to Tag Baker, but Baker has it go a little bit too far. And then trying to chip in over on that far side is Colin Ogle. And there's a shot that goes high over the net. Out the other side, and Colin Olson will have another goal kick restart here. Not normally this high scoring between these two teams. Collinsville won last year 1-0. They won the previous year 2-1, and the year before that, Gibault won 1-0. Peril runs right into Hodrich. Loose ball comes down at midfield. Spinning around is Zachary Tayon, who is seeing his first action in this game for Gibault. And Lopez, he was going to get a running start to kick that ball about 80 yards downfield for a shot on goal from his defensive side, but he slips and falls right over it. Ball goes out of bounds. The throw-in comes up this near side sideline. That is Gavin Kuntz, and the ball out of bounds. Kuntz will have a throw-in from near the corner kick flag with 7.5 minutes to play here in the second half. Now Kuntz will give way for Franco to throw the ball in. He does. Off of the head of Peril and heading toward the sideline. Letting it go out of bounds was Hodrich. Hodrich throws it in. Right to Kuntz. Kuntz trying to get around the defense for a shot on goal. He has two defenders following, or two players following, not necessarily defenders. And then the ball comes back all the way to midfield. Popped up. Peril. Over here for Lopez. He gets taken off the ball by Franco, and that draws a whistle. Collinsville will have a free kick right here at midfield. Jared Ellsworth, one of the 11 seniors, make that 12 with the team manager Brady O'Neill being recognized here tonight as well. But 11 players getting recognized here on senior night. Here's Redden. Redden, near side sideline, dribbles with the ball until it's punched out of there by Franco. And a throw-in coming up here for Collinsville, and this one will be handled by Peril once again. Peril throws it right in front of the box and into the middle of the box. Popped straight up. Hinsey off of his head, and then a return shot by Figueroa. And Figueroa got a little bit too much air underneath that one, and that one goes through the football uprights. With 5:40 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville up by 3. That was the original score when they led 3-0. Off of early goals, 2 by Colpatelli and 1 by Maximus Lawrence, excuse me, before Gedeke and Hodrick got their Hawks back to within 1. That's where we were at halftime. Collinsville has goals from Colpatelli and Baker here in the second half to add on to that 3 goals, and it's now 5. Here is Martin. Martin just in front of the box on the far side sends one sky high. I see that now. Nick Chambers is now in goal for Gibault. And he will give way for Jackson Gedeke to send this one back out. At least I think that's Gedeke. Could be Brya. It's hard to tell these numbers sometimes. 5, 6, and 8s all look like 5, 6, and 8s from far away, but you just can't tell which one's which. Here is Kuntz. Had that taken off of him by Lopez. Now Redden with the ball. He'll tip it on back for Logan Rader. Rader will send the ball sky high over on the far side sideline. Off of the head of Martin. And Peril comes up with it. Sends it through the midfield circle. Here's Tag Baker. Baker, who just scored his first varsity goal ever, will come in over on the right wing. He'll leave it over there for Martin, and Martin has that ball go off of one of the defenders for Gibault, so it'll be a throw-in coming up here for Collinsville, and Peril will jog all the way over and take another one. Under 4 minutes to go here in this second half. 5-2 in favor of Collinsville. Kahoks should get an extra point for as much time as they spent in the offensive zone. That one comes all the way to Nick Chambers, the new goalkeeper for Gibault. Chambers comes into the game on the year, only having played 100 minutes. He's 0-1. 9 goals against and 13 saves. Whistle on the play against Collinsville, so Gibault will have a free kick just beyond midfield. This one will be taken by Alex Byra. B-I-R-A. Byra. Right to the front, but Lopez uses his head to get it out of there. And then it is sent up, but out of bounds by Tag Baker. And a throw in. Coming here near midfield, just underneath our location for Gibault. 2.5 to go here in the second half. And a little push down from behind by Wes Hensey on Gavin Coons will give the Hawks a free kick from midfield now instead of a throw-in. And this one, too, will be taken by Byra. Byra, he's ready to go as soon as the referee says he can. And the referee said, go ahead. It stays low. Peril gets a shoe on it, and then a head, and then another shoe, and sends it down into the offensive zone, and the Hawks will just send it out of bounds. Tag Baker was right there, but Peril is going to take the throw in right at midfield. He'll throw it up the line, and a little bit too far for Figueroa, but Figueroa got a head start on his defender, Kyle Barber, and there was nothing Figueroa could do about it. He couldn't quite catch up and slow that ball down. 90 seconds left here in this one. As Nick Chambers sets the ball down, he's ready to go. And sends it out very short and out of bounds. So Peril with another throw in. Peril throws it in. Blues just took the lead. 3-2 in Toronto, looking for 2 wins in a row and looking for their 5th point in 3 games. 45 seconds left to play here in the second half. Here comes Gibault. They bring it up this near side sideline. Turning the corner is Hodrich, who already has a goal. Hodrich in front, leaves it for Coons. Coons almost got taken off the ball, and then a shot and a save by Logan Rader. And Logan will stand there and wait for everybody to clear the area. And with 20 seconds left, he'll send this ball into the nighttime sky, down into the Collinsville offensive zone. It comes down to the feet of Redden. Redden will send it to Hensey. Hensey will send it to Tag Baker. Baker over here on the left wing. Zigzags his way in the middle, puts a shot toward the goal, but then that one's knocked down. And then another loose ball finds its way. And that is it. Collinsville wins this one by a final score of 5-2. And the Kahawks improved their record to 8-8. They hit the 500 mark. Do the Kahawks with 4 games left to play. That brings us into our post-game show, brought to you by Cullip Jennings Florist. Cullip Jennings Florist, a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. You can stop in for weekly specials, as they still have fall on their mind at Cullip Jennings Florist. The fall special, a dozen fall flowers in a stylish vase for $35. You get all the flowers and the vase for just $35. If you would like more information, give Cullip Jennings Florist a call at 344-0404 or online at cullipjennings.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Collipp Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Collipp Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Collipp Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Collipp Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Collipp Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at collegejennings.com.
Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management is your local pest control source. The Midwest offers its fair share of pest problems, and Brady Pest and Termite Management is up to the challenge. Whether it's pesky rodents in the cold winter months or ants, spiders, and other pests in the warm months, Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the best. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Call 343-1790 or on Facebook at Brady Pest and Termite. Everyone has those projects around the house that you just don't want to do. AW Outdoor Solutions can take care of that for you. Former Collinsville High School graduate Adam Welly owns AW Outdoor Solutions, and he and his crew can handle all of the dirty work around your home or business. Whether that's tree trimming and maintenance, brush removal, power washing, gutter cleaning, and leaf raking and removal. AW Outdoor Solutions can handle that and much more. AW Outdoor Solutions is fully insured and offers free estimates on all of their work. AW Outdoor Solutions. Call Adam Welly at 314-252-8010 or on Facebook at AW Outdoor Solutions. The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune has now added Collinsville to their coverage area this year, including coverage of City Hall, happenings in Collinsville, as well as coverage of the Unit 10 schools and the Collinsville Kahoks, plus more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper that is published every Thursday and has been reporting news and sports in Madison County for over 30 years. Subscriptions are only $32 for an entire year, delivered to your home and the online edition. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at www.timestribunenews.com, or follow them on Facebook at Troy Times-Tribune.
First National Bank of Waterloo, celebrating over 100 years of banking in the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo's O'Fallon branch office for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon. Call Bill at 618-632-1010. Visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online at fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call up Jennings Floors, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
And we welcome you back into the Philip Jennings Florist post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Yes, I had to close the windows, bring the camera in to cut down on a little bit of a chill. But anyway, we have Matt Benway. He is one of the assistant coaches here for the Collinsville Kahok boys soccer team. Thank you very much for joining us on the post-game show. That was a nice game, man. Gibault games, and, last year we won 1-0. The year before that, we won 2-1. The year before that, they beat us 1-0. That's not even a total of 7 goals in 3 years, and here in one game, we get a total of 7 goals.
Oh yeah, it's always a good thing just to see the amount of goals. It's always a fun thing to watch as well, just to be on the sidelines and get to enjoy that from both sides, just to see that amount of goals come out of the game.
Anthony Colpatelli gets a hat trick on senior night. How cool is that for the senior?
Oh, he's having a great time in the locker room, I'm sure. But when he came off on the bench, he came off and everybody welcomed him with open arms and gave him a great welcome for his senior night.
Yeah, that's always a lot of fun. And then we had Maximus Lawrence, also a senior, getting a goal on senior night. Again, cool, but it's not hat trick cool, but it's cool.
It's always a good thing to get a goal when you're a senior on your senior night.
Yeah. How about the goal from Tag Baker, though? His first ever varsity goal, and we're hoping it's not his last.
I'll tell you what, when we were on the bench and we saw him shoot it, none of us thought it was going in. And all of a sudden it went in, and we were like, oh, my God, what a shot.
Yeah.
It was a shock.
Well, because the goalkeeper, Olsen, was playing over on the far post. And when Tag Baker first shot that ball, it was heading that way, but then slowly it made that bend over toward the near post, and Olsen couldn't react fast enough.
And that's the thing that we kind of saw as well. And on a 6'2" goalie or 6'3", he's a big goalie. We never would have thought it would have gone over his head like that as well.
Yeah. All right. I asked the coach. I said, man, you guys have been playing some good defense lately. And I said, defense has always been your thing. Even when Coach Smith had this team, it was your thing. And the defense really stepped it up tonight, despite the 2 goals that were scored in the first half. The second half, man, I would swear you guys spent probably 90% of your time down in the offensive zone.
Yeah, it was just a couple of unlucky mistakes in the back that cost us the goals, and things like that happen, all the time, pretty frequently. But we came back the second half, and we said, hey, we're going to focus on our defense this half, and we're going to get a couple goals in the process, and that's the result that we got.
Logan Rader didn't have to make many quality saves, but when he had to, he was tested. He was all right.
Yeah, he stepped up and did his job and did exactly what we ask of him every single time.
Now you have the dreaded Edwardsville Tigers coming to town on Thursday. We'll be here for that game as well. They took it to you guys pretty well there at Edwardsville earlier in the year, especially in the second half when they came out and scored 3 goals in the first 5 minutes. I know you guys are just chomping at the bit to get that game underway and get some payback a little bit, right?
Oh, we're definitely ready to get it back. We've had some time to improve on some mistakes that we've had, and some time to improve on some other things, and so we're ready to definitely come out, and we got a fire underneath our belts for Edwardsville.
Yeah, well, they are undefeated in the conference right now. They're 8-0, so it'd be nice if somebody could beat them. It'd be nice if it was us.
Oh, it would be great if it was us.
Yeah. Mr. Benway, thank you very much for the visit, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dukes.
Matt Benway, the assistant coach for your Collinsville Kahok soccer team. They improved to 8-8 on the year. 4 games left on the season, and we'll have 2 of those for you. We'll have Thursday's game against Edwardsville, and then we'll have the season finale against St. Mary's. That'll be on the 17th of this month as well. But before we get there, we have a busy week for you. We have a game tomorrow. We'll be on the road at Belleville East to take on the Lady Lancers and some girls volleyball. We're scheduled for a 6 o'clock start, so around 5:40 for the pregame show, depending on how things go on the JV side of things. Then we're back here Thursday, as we mentioned, for the big soccer matchup between Collinsville and Edwardsville. And then we hit the road for a looking like a wet trip to Mattoon for a battle with the Mattoon Green Wave on Friday Night Football, week number 7, coming up this Friday. Big thank you to Coach Lukey for taking some time out and spending it with me in the pregame show. Big thank you to Zach Roseman for operating the camera, and again, Matt Benway here for joining us in the postgame show. My name is Todd Duke, and until tomorrow evening, everyone have a fantastic night.